What's going on, y'all? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Machiavelli Mills TV. Frank Martin. Let's talk about Mr. Frank Martin. Frank Martin took a loss, a knockout loss it was the 8th round, right? He took a loss against Gervonta Tank Davis Saturday night. However, his stock still rose, in my opinion. For Frank to have started boxing at 19 years old, he started boxing 10 years ago, right? For him to put up the performance he did against a generational fighter like Tank Davis, one of the greatest fighters of his era, Frank made a great showing of himself. Seriously. Like if you Frank Martin, if I'm Errol Spence and I'm Derrick James, yes, we wish we would have gotten the win for Frank. We wish Frank would have won the fight. But you can't do nothing but be proud of Frank. Seriously. Man, look, watching the fight, man, he put up a great fight and he had great moments. He wasn't there to lay down. I hear people saying he was scared, he was moving all night. Bro, do y'all know boxing, dog? You have to be on the move against Tank Davis. You cannot be a stationary target for him. You have to hit and move like he was doing, right? The problem with what Frank did, and I said this in the other videos, when he got on the ropes, he was just too busy trying to keep his head off of the line rather than keeping the jab active to keep Tank thinking. In order to fight, when you fight Tank Davis, I know it's easier said than done. The best chance you got is to keep him thinking. If you give him any lapses, if he sees any repetitious movement, any repetitious things you're doing repeatedly, if you're throwing the same shot over and over again, if you're allowing him time to think and figure out what you're doing, he's going to get you. Best thing for you to do is keep him guessing, throwing the right shots, keep throwing the jab in his face. Keep staying active, and he didn't do that. At first, he was using the jab well, but then as the fight went on, he started to tire because he was throwing a lot of shots throughout the fight, and by the time, before he could even catch his second win, Tank Davis cracked him with a shot, and then followed it up with a left hand. Cracked him with the uppercut, then followed it up with the left hand. But overall, man, Frank Martin showed his class as a fighter. He's a very good fighter. Especially for a guy, again, man, starting at 19 years old is very, very late in boxing. When you got a fighter like Tank Davis, who's as smart as he is in that ring and as skillful as he is and as ring savvy as he is, you got to have been boxing for a long time. Tank Davis been boxing since he was a little bitty kid, since he was a child, okay? Dudes who are skilled like Tank, a dude that just started boxing 10 years ago, not going to beat him like that. But Frank made a great showing of himself for a dude who just started 10 years ago. You know what I mean? But yeah, starting at 19, dudes in boxing, bro, only certain guys. It's very rare for a dude to be successful, and they just started boxing 10 years ago, and they only been boxing since they 19. Only certain late bloomers in the sport have really, really excelled for real. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking Bernard Hopkins. I don't know how old was Anthony Joshua when he started boxing. 18? 17, 18? I'm thinking Deontay Wilder. But Deontay had a cannon. Deontay started at 19, but he had a right hand that was God-gifted. He was God-gifted with that thing. You know what I mean? And he could catch you, and you couldn't get up once you got hit with it for the most part. Most guys couldn't. Tyson Fury did, but most guys could not get up and could not withstand that power that he had, right? That he has. But yeah, Frank Martin, he's not a knockout artist. He got 12 knockouts in 18 fights. That's solid. That's good. But he's not just a one-punch machine. He's developed skills and fundamentals. In that short period of 10 years, not long, y'all. I know it sounds long. It's not a really long time, especially for this point. And for Frank to be fighting Tank Davis in his, 18, 19 fight? You know what I mean? 10 years of boxing experience is not long. Dudes that been boxing, they've been in the amateur program for years. They've been Golden Gloves. They've been boxing since they was a youth. But the effort he put up, he was valiant. Put up a valiant effort, man. He was getting active. Throwing sharp punches. Again, I ain't never seen Tank's face look like that. He was touching Tank up a little bit. I ain't never seen his face look like that. He was using that jab well again until he stopped, until he got on the ropes. He was using that jab very well, man. He was. The problem came into play was when Frank started to tire. He was under mental pressure because he saw Tank beginning to stalk him, right? Especially when Frank couldn't get Tank's respect with his power. You know, at first, I'm listening to Tank in the corner. Tank, like, he got a little power to him. He got a little power. He got a little power. But eventually, Tank knew, oh, he can't hurt me. So it's over with, man. Yeah, man. I got to give all respect to Frank. Even in defeat, the brother is composed. For the most part, composed. He got a little antsy in them later rounds. The 6th through 8th round, he got a little frantic a little bit, for sure. But you had people have Frank up on the scorecards in this fight. You know, or he was only losing by 1 round to some people before he got knocked out. It was a very close fight. You hear Calvin Ford and them in there telling Tank in the corner, hey, we need all these rounds now. If we gonna win this fight, we need these rounds. You know, Calvin Ford ain't just saying it just to say it. He know, oh man, they got him up. So man, he put up a great effort. I'm hearing people saying, yeah, he fought Tank way too soon. Yeah, it's too soon as far as like Frank's experience, but also understand Frank Martin is 29 years old, right? He only been boxing 10 years since he was 19, but he's 29. He got to take them paydays while he can, okay? This is a big opportunity. Yeah, it would have helped if he had a little bit more experience under his belt for sure, but he's 29. You got to take that payday, bro. It's the biggest payday he's ever gotten in his life. You got to take that payday. And with this type of effort he put forth, he want to get some more fights, some bigger fights. And Frank Martin will be a champion one day. I see it. He going to be a champion. He wasn't going to be a champion against Tank, but against some other guys, he will be a champion. He has skill. He has resolve. He has great fundamentals for the most part. Better footwork than I thought, truthfully. I didn't think his footwork was as good as it is. I'm like, oh man, okay, Frank got a little footwork. You know, not great, but it's solid. You know what I mean? So yeah, his stock rose, and he gonna get some better opposition, and he gonna be able to show his class once again for the world to see, man. I'm happy for the brother, man. Like, again, brother gracious in defeat. He ain't out here talking crazy. Oh, I won, I whooped this. You know, hey, look, it's cool. Look, it's not cool. He's upset he lost. He is. You know what I mean? But he like, listen, okay, this is a learning experience. And I salute him, because a lot of dudes don't want to go to that podium after they've been knocked out like that. They want to run. You know, they want to hide from the fact he faced the world. Hey, man, listen, hopefully, you know, I didn't let my fans down. And he didn't. If anything, he gained a lot of fans with the class that he showed in the ring and also outside of the ring. You know what I mean? Yeah, Derek has done well with Frank. Derek James has done well with Frank Martin. And Frank going to continue to improve. He's going to continue to improve. And this was a great experience for him to see what it's like at this level. Because he ain't never fought under no lights like this. Fighting Tank Davis is a different type of opportunity and pressure. Oh, y'all, look, I got to show y'all, I'm caught doing a little mug I got for Father's Day, y'all. Dad level. They know I'm a gamer, so they got me the gaming mug. But anyway, yeah, man. So I'm excited to see, you know, what Frank gonna give going forth in the rest of his career, man. But yeah, I thought he fought very well, man. Again, you had people had him up on the scorecards. And again, you know, that's the only thing I don't like about boxing, man. When boxing coming, it's people that only watch boxing when Tank fight. And so, like, yo, he was running the whole fight. Bro, shut up, bro. Shut up. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Man, he had to be on the move, hit and move. Stay a stationary target against Tank Davis all you want to. This is not street fighting. This is not Rock'em Sock'em Robots where we just gonna stand and trade. No. 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 Keep moving, hitting, keep moving, keep hitting. Now, some people are like, oh, he only went right. He's only circling right. Now, when you fighting a southpaw, the best thing for you to do is to circle to the right. Best thing for you to do, right? Like, oh, change up the direction. All right, cool, you can change it up. You can change it up a little bit. Yeah, you go in other directions too. But the best thing you're going to do is keep circling right when you're fighting a dude that leads with his left hand. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, his stock rose for sure, and he gonna get some big fights, and I think he gonna win them big fights. You know what I mean? Again, the brother used to be a football player and was trying to figure out what he wanted to do with his life. For him to start this sport at 19 and make his first cut through his all the way through his career, he was 18-0 up until this fight. Get you got a big money fight where he made a strong showing for himself and made a great account for himself and showed the world he has boxing skill and class. He gonna get some more fights and he gonna be able to win those fights for sure. I see it, and he gonna be champion one day. So Frank Martin has nothing to be ashamed of at all. I'm out.